stock of what's going on when it comes to the PVC pipe industry in particular. How has the second wave impacted demand recovery? What is the outlook on rural demand trends? We've seen PVC prices falling as well. Is it a volatile journey ahead? Let's find out. We have with us Hiranand Salvani is the CFO at Astral Polytechnic, as well as Nihar Chedda, AVP Strategy at Prince Pipes. Good morning, gentlemen, and good to have you both on board. To begin with you then, Mr. Salvani, I just wanted to get a take as to how you're looking at the overall impact of the second wave in terms of demand this time around. What is the impact on PVC pipes in terms of the on-ground situation?
I think demand pull is definitely there, but it is not like that what was there in the last year, because this time it is not a complete lockdown. There is a partial lockdown. So because of that, still sale is happening, all plants are functioning. So I don't think there is any problem in the system. But definitely demand in the month of May is slow. April we already published a number, it was a robust number. So I don't think any problem will be there in the system because underlying current is good. Secondly, I think even if whatever the shortfall will be there in the month of May, we can cover up in the coming months because we have seen in the last time also that the pent-up demand always support, and that will help us in the coming months also.
So, Mr. Salvani, when it comes to rural India, that was clearly your savior last year. This time around, do you think that the situation has reversed, or are you continuing to witness strong traction coming in from the rural pockets?
So I think you are right, this time rural is also affected, but if you see the history of Astral, we are more focused on the plumbing side of the business. So our dependency on rural is very, very negligible because we are not into the agricultural pipe. The companies who are dependent more on the agriculture side of the business, they will be affected more. But the plumbing side of the demand is more coming from the urban part of the India and the bigger cities. So I don't think it is going to affect much to us if the rural India is affected.
Right. Nihar, how is it that you actually see recovery shaping up, however, this time around? Given that metro cities are recovering from COVID faster than rural, could we expect better recovery in that sense when it comes to urban areas?
Yeah, firstly, thank you for having me on. In terms of recovery, I do believe, yes, I think urban India is going to be more resilient this time. Whereas last year the rural India was the, savior in terms of resilience for the business. At Prince, we've always followed a strategy of winning in many Indias, where we have a strong distribution network across urban, semi-urban and rural India. So I do believe that this time, the recovery would be led largely by urban India, with metro cities like Bombay, Pune, Delhi, really doing the work of recovery for us.
Right. Mr. Hiranandani, while the last time there was definitely a spot when it came to rural demand, which actually led to better growth, could we expect pent-up demand perhaps from rural areas, as was the case with the urban, same time last year during the first wave of the pandemic?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, construction sites in metros are still, going on. So we are bullish, and I think, the last year was the biggest testimony that one or two bad months or one bad quarter does not really necessarily mean that the entire year could, be poor. So our hope is that, we should see a similar sort of recovery that we did last year. The only difference being that this time the recovery would be led by urban India as opposed to rural India.
Okay. Fair enough. Nihar, if we, look at, of course, the kind of impact we're seeing when it comes to the rural front as well, how are the current sales or environment, on ground when it comes to rural versus urban, and, what is the kind of impact that we can see there?
Yeah, see, obviously there is a national lockdown. we're not immune to a national lockdown. So yes, sales have been tepid, and this time the virus has actually penetrated the upcountry markets and the more sort of semi-urban and rural markets, which was not the case last year. So the things are not that easy, especially in semi-urban and rural India. However, we have the second half of May has been slightly better than the first half of May. So I think things are moving in the right direction. It's too early to say whether there would be immediate pent-up demand or how fast the recovery would be seen. But I think the direction is slightly encouraging at this point of time.
Okay. Mrs. Savlani, do you think that we could expect further consolidation from the unorganized to the organized segment, likely market share gains for some of the top PVC pipe players?
Yes, definitely that theme is going on right now, and the way polymer prices have shifted up, it has hurt heavily to the unorganized player, and that's why you can see the last year number also. The country level, we were degrowing by almost 16-17% in the volume terms, and while our company has delivered 4% plus volume. So that clearly shows that we are taking the market share from the unorganized side, as well as we are taking the market share from the organized players also, who has a weaker balance sheet and they have a cash flow problem. So I think we are definitely taking the market share from unorganized as well as organized side.
Okay. Wanted to get a view, Mr. Salvani, despite the kind of correction that we've seen of about 3% close to that in global PVC prices, the prices continue to still remain a bit elevated. Do you think that we could see near-term pressure on margins, or that we could perhaps see some sort of a further correction in raw material prices?
You see, our margins are anyway all-time high, lifetime high margins we are sitting. So few percentage correction in the polymer, I don't think it is going to affect much to our company. Secondly, our dependency is not more on the PVC side of the business. We are more dependent on the CPVC side of the business. And if you see that the CPVC price trend have just started upward trajectory, and in the month of April, almost across the all companies have increased the price between 5 to 8%. So I am not thinking that even the smaller dip will be there in the PVC price is going to affect big way to our company, because our dependency is more on the CPVC side of the business, and there the prices have started going up, and we are expecting that it will go further up from here. So I don't think, unless there is a sizable drop in the PVC price, it is not going to affect much to our company.
Okay. And give us a sense, Mr. Chheda, as well as to what your outlook is when it comes to the recovery on infrastructure as well as the real estate side. Do you think that we can expect growth to continue?
Yes. So if you see the second half of the last fiscal, we were had a very strong, robust volume growth as well as value growth, and that was largely driven by the improvement in real estate that we saw. And I'm still interacting with developers that we closely work with across the metro cities, and there is still an underlying sort of buoyancy that there's a positive sentiment in the real estate market. So I think once we are out of this sort of lockdown, I think real estate should continue to be healthy, and that's always a key driver for us. As well as the monsoons last year were pretty robust. So the agri season also could be slightly postponed this year due to the lockdown. But I think those would be the two key drivers of growth for this year. And apart from that, like we've discussed, that I think market consolidation that's taking place in our industry is going to be a large driver for growth. And I do believe that this industry has been consolidating even before COVID, but consolidation has accelerated post-COVID. And now, I still believe that there is further room for consolidation over the next 12 to 24 months in our industry.
Just wanted to get in a view then, Mr. Chheda, from you. With the government spending on the various schemes like Jal Se Nal, the low-cost housing, etc., do you think that all of this is going to further aid recovery for pipe companies?
Yeah, absolutely. If I can give you a sort of big picture view here, the estimated investment in the Jal Jeevan mission, the one-line goal of this mission is to basically provide piped water access to every rural household in the country. And the estimated investment from the government is around 1 lakh crores for FY22. Typically, what we see is 8 to 10% of the total investment is the piping requirement, which puts us at around 8 to 10,000 crores of piping requirement for FY22. And even if we take a bear case scenario that only 25 to 30% of those investments actually take place in this fiscal, we're talking about a 2 to 3,000 crore opportunity. Today, our industry size is approximately 30,000 crores. So this means an incremental market potential of 10% at a bear case scenario. And, usually these orders go to regional players with the state governments, usually prefer working with local players due to the kind of pricing that they offer. But with the consolidation that we've seen taking place, a lot of these orders, actually are coming to us. And the Jal Jeevan mission has been one of the key drivers for growth in the second half of the past fiscal as well.
We'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.